What's new, crew? Welcome back. Today I'm sharing with you guys my March meal plan for my family of 5. I've been getting a ton of new people recently off of these videos here, so I'm going to explain short, quick, and to the point. We're a family of 5. We have 3 children under the age of 5. I grocery shop. I do twice a month shopping. I go at the beginning of the month for like my big huge hauls. I film those every month. I'll link them down below, and then I'll do a fill-in haul halfway through the month or closer to the end of the month, just depending on how things last. Typically it goes off of when my milk expires. I'll go back to get another couple gallons to bring home for drinking and cooking purposes. Other than that, that's pretty much all we get. We have chickens, so we get eggs regularly all the time. When I go back to get a couple gallons of milk, sometimes I need to get a box of diapers, wipes, mostly fresh fruits and vegetables for our kids as well. We like to keep those in the house like at all times. That's really it. That's how I do my grocery shopping. But to be able to grocery shop once a month or twice a month, I have to be really strategic in my meals, specifically my dinners, because that's when everybody's home and everybody's eating. People have been asking about lunches and breakfasts as well, or snacks for my kids. How we do snacks is my kids are allowed fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, or frozen fruits and veggies, a Go-Gurt, or a string cheese, pretty much whatever they want. All other snacks that you see me buy have to be asked for. That's why we go through so much fresh fruit and vegetables. I don't plan breakfasts. I don't plan lunches, because typically if we have leftovers from dinner, that's what we all eat for lunch the next day or over the next couple of days. And if I do at one point have a ton of leftovers in my fridge, we will do a leftovers buffet where we just pull out, if we have 3 or 4 different dinners of leftovers, I'll throw it all out on the counter and you get to pick what you want, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and that's how we avoid food waste. But like I said, to be able to do any of that, I have to have a meal plan. So I'm sharing with you guys all 31 dinners for the month of March. If you want to see any other videos that I've done on my meal plan, I'll link them down below. And at the same time, I do what's for dinner videos, so you guys see like a week's worth of dinners from me. I do those a couple times a month. That playlist will be linked down below if you have any questions. The recipes will be linked in those videos, so I'm just going to link that playlist down below, and whatever you're looking for will be there. First dinner we're doing is spaghetti pie. This is a really easy go-to. I never have to fight with anybody to eat this. I can do a big thing of spaghetti pie on like a Friday night or a Saturday, and then I don't have to cook all weekend because I'll just make a big huge casserole pan of it. It's super easy. It's just spaghetti basically with sour cream and cheese, and you bake it in the oven. It's really, really good. Chicken noodle soup. My husband requested a couple meals and that was one of them. The other one he requested was a chicken bacon ranch casserole. I make that in the crock pot. That's pretty good. Another one my husband requested was stuffed shells. I just get those big jumbo shells from Walmart and stuff them with spaghetti sauce and Italian sausage, and then I top the whole thing with cheese and bake it in the oven, and they're kind of just like bite-sized lasagnas pretty much. We're doing a lot of taco themed or like Mexican themed dishes this month. I don't know why, it's just how it planned out, I guess. So we're gonna do tacos, enchiladas, we're gonna do pasties. I've shared that recipe before. I have that, like a whole video dedicated to that. It's linked down below if you're interested. It's basically just meat and potatoes stuffed in puff pastry, and you bake it. They're so good, so good. So we're gonna do pasties. I'm gonna do a potato and kielbasa dinner. I don't know if I'm going to do that in the crock pot or if I'm going to put that on a sheet pan and throw it in the oven. I think it just depends on if I remember to put it in the crock pot early enough in the day. Spaghetti and meatballs. I like to have a couple meals that are just easy that I don't have to fight with my kids to eat, especially because my husband works full time, but then on top of that he's going to school right now for his apprenticeship. So I have multiple days throughout the week where I'm alone from the time I get up to the time I go to bed. So to have just easy meals that I don't have to fight with the kids to eat are very helpful on those days, crockpot meals especially. So that will be one of those meals. We're gonna make Philly cheesesteaks. Have not done that in a really long time and it just sounded really good, so we're gonna do those. BLTs are the easiest go-to for me. We'll just obviously put the bacon in the oven, and then I'll make that with like tater tots or french fries in the air fryer or something like that, or we'll just do like open up a bag of chips and everyone's really happy. That's a dinner everybody really likes. The kids might not eat the sandwich with the bacon, but then I'll make them like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and they'll eat the bacon on the side or something. So everyone is happy with a BLT. We're gonna do straight up lasagna. I have a couple of boxes of lasagna noodles on my food storage shelf that I kind of want to start rotating through, so we're gonna do that. I also was inspired by the warmer weather we've been having here in Wisconsin. Some of you are gonna laugh at me, but we've had multiple days over the last handful, probably about a week or so, that have been 40 degrees and it's been amazing. So I got inspired to throw on some grilling items, and I might regret it in a couple of weeks when we get another 4 feet of snow, but it's fine. We're gonna make it work. So I have brat patties, which are so good. I like the ones that are stuffed with cheese, or like the jalapeno cheese ones. Those are really, really good. They're just like a hamburger, but it's a brat. They're delicious. We're gonna do straight up burger. My husband wants me to find a recipe for homemade ramen, so if I find a recipe that's good, I will share that eventually. Straight up teriyaki chicken, haven't done that in a while. That one's also really good. I usually marinate my chicken in the teriyaki sauce in the fridge overnight, and then I'll either throw it in the crock pot, in the oven, or on the grill, depending on how warm it is. We're gonna do chicken wraps. Sometimes I get like the frozen, like breaded chicken, and I'll cook that in the air fryer, and we'll wrap it in a tortilla shell or in like a low carb wrap, or lettuce, whatever anyone's doing that at the particular time. We'll stuff it with like bacon, do chicken bacon ranch wraps. So there's a lot of variety we can do with those, but some sort of chicken wrap is what we're going to be doing this month as well. Straight up sloppy joes. I love making this in my crock pot because it's so easy, especially because we do game night with my family and sometimes my husband's family. We all get together, and to put like 4 or 5 pounds of hamburger in a crock pot and then dump in some sloppy joe mix and everyone can have sloppy joes, it's super easy. So I like to keep that stuff on hand, so we'll probably do that. We're gonna do some sort of fajitas. I haven't decided yet if we're gonna do chicken or steak fajitas. We typically do chicken, but sometimes I have extra beef or some steaks or something that maybe if I have left over from the Philly cheesesteaks, I'll take that over and make that into some steak fajitas. So we'll see what happens, but that'll probably be a chicken fajita. I have 2 whole chickens in my freezer that I got a couple of months ago to try to fill my freezers in case the stores were to like be wiped out again. They've been in there for a while, so I want to take a whole chicken and roast it in the oven. And we're gonna do the roasted chicken with potatoes and homemade gravy. It's gonna be really good. And then I'll probably stretch that chicken out through a couple of meals. We'll see what happens. Sometimes I can stretch one chicken for a whole week of meals. Sometimes it's just 1 or 2 depending on how much chicken I actually need for that particular meal. But like I said, I do have 2 chickens in my freezer, so we'll see what happens. But I definitely want to use up at least 1 of those chickens just before it starts to get kind of gross in the freezer. I also have a venison roast in my freezer from my husband's deer that he got last fall, so we're gonna make that. That on my meal plan for the last couple months, and it just for whatever reason has never made it into the crock pot. So I want to get that in the crock pot before it gets really warm, and then we don't really want to eat those roasts and stuff. So I want to do that while that venison roast is still somewhat like fresh. Do a grilled dinner. I think this is like gonna be kebabs, but not actually a kebab. I'm just gonna throw all the vegetables and the meat and everything on a tray and shove it in my grill. Let it all get delicious. So I'll probably do that. That'll most likely be some sort of marinated meat. I typically do teriyaki sauce because that's just what everybody really likes. And it'll either be chicken or steak, like I said, but we will roast them with onions, mushrooms, peppers, tomatoes, all of that stuff on the grill, and it's really, really good. You could definitely do shrimp too if you wanted, but we're not a shrimp family, so just a ton of different options. And those meals are always super cheap because it's mostly vegetables, and then sometimes I'll make like a couple cups of rice for everybody to throw them on, or some potatoes or something like that. But that's gonna be a really easy meal. I'm really banking on some warm days, so we'll see what happens. We're gonna do calzones, which we do the pre-made puff pastries. I'm not that great at making homemade dough yet. I'm not as tedious with baking as you need to be to have it be consistent and to come out good. It's still something I'm working on. So in the meantime, I still do buy the puff pastries, but that's okay. It's a really easy, quick dinner, and the kids like it because they get to make up their own They get to make up their own calzones. They stuff them with pepperoni, Canadian bacon, onions, of course cheese, bell peppers, olives, tomatoes, all of that stuff. I have some leftover barbecue chicken in my freezer. They're chicken legs, and if I have a warm day, I'm just gonna take them out and throw them right on the grill, basically just to re-warm them, and we'll eat those with probably like baked potatoes or something, and that'll be a really quick, easy dinner. I recently made a pasta carbonara that was really, really good. Even my kids ate it, which I was really surprised. But I want to share that recipe with you guys, so I'm going to make that this month. So that will be coming up in a what's for dinner video hopefully soon. I was thinking about actually making that tonight, so if I do, the what's for dinner video that'll be in will be coming up next week. It'll be one of the next videos coming up, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that one. But that video is coming soon. I have an easy dinner probably on a weekend. I think we're gonna do hot sandwiches and soup, so that'll either be like a grilled cheese, a hot ham and cheese, maybe even a second round of BLTs. And then what I'll probably do is make a couple boxes of like Mrs. Grass soup, break out a couple cans of tomato soup, and let everybody just kind of, we'll have a little bit of a buffet going on of soups and sandwiches. Typically what I'll do is I'll make like 5 hot ham and cheeses, 5 pepperoni and cheese, 5 just cheese, and I'll cut them all in half, and then that way we can all just kind of pick if you want half of a grilled cheese, half of a hot ham and cheese, and then you can dip them in your soups or whatever. That way everybody can kind of mix and match, and then whatever we don't actually end up eating, you can actually throw those sandwiches in a Ziploc bag and throw them in the freezer and pull them out on another day. I make chalupas and baked tacos. I use the same filling for my chalupas and my baked tacos. My baked tacos, I just did that in a what's for dinner video. But I basically just do chicken, a block of cream cheese, rice, and some shredded cheese. I'll put that all in my crock pot, and then I'll stuff them with my chalupas, rub them with butter, parsley, and a little bit of taco seasoning on the top, bake them in the oven. And I do the same thing for my baked tacos, except I stuff them in a hard shell taco and put them in the oven. They're really, really good. And then we just top them with like typical taco toppings. Everybody really likes them. So we're gonna do that this month. We're gonna make homemade pizzas. We typically do this on a Friday. Our family does like family night or movie night every Friday night with our kids. My husband's really busy during the week, so Friday night is one of his only days home with the kids before they're in bed. So we really like to all eat supper together, and then we'll watch movies, do popcorn, ice cream, all that stuff. But lately we've been doing homemade pizzas on Friday nights, and it's been really fun because Dad comes home, I'll already have the crust ready, and then everyone kind of gathers around the kitchen island and we all make our own pizzas, or a couple pizzas or whatever. And then we'll all come and sit on the couch with the kids. Kids think are really cool because you don't have to eat at the table. We'll turn on a movie or a cartoon or something, and we all hang out, eat our pizzas, do a picnic on the floor or whatever. So we've been doing that lately, and the kids have really been enjoying it. So I think I'm gonna do that every Friday this month, or at least I'm gonna have enough to do every Friday this month, but we'll see what happens. Really, cheese dogs. I get these cheddar brats from Aldi that are super delicious. I actually just pick up jarred chili, like canned chili, and I'll put that on the stove, heat it up with our hot dogs that we either grill or we'll boil. And we'll all do chili cheese dogs with like raw onion, extra cheese, nacho cheese, whatever. It's all super good. Everybody loves those, and we'll do those with tater tots, corn, green beans, broccoli, French fries, kind of whatever. But that's a super, super simple, easy dinner that I don't have to fight with my kids to eat. So we'll do that this month as well. Haven't done that one in a while. And for our last dinner, I just kind of had this idea to get cheese tortellini, just top it with pasta sauce, and then put Italian breadcrumbs on top and bake it in the oven. I have these Italian breadcrumbs that I got to make homemade chicken parm, and I just never did it, so I stuffed the breadcrumbs in my freezer. They've been in there a while. I kind of just want to use them up, get them out of my freezer. So that's why I'm gonna use that one. I don't have a recipe for that. It's just something I pulled out of my brain. So we'll see what happens. I'll let you know if it's any good or not. Those are all 31 meals for the month of March. I also get questions on what happens if we eat out. Well, I planned for all 31 days, and if we eat out, that's just a meal that I push over for like my April meal plan. Typically, we only eat out once or twice a month as a family, so that's just 1 or 2 meals I push off, and we just don't cook them. but I always plan to eat all 31 days at home. So that is my whole meal plan for the month of March for my family of 5. I hope this was helpful, gave you guys some ideas. Like I said, there will be like 100 links down in the description box if you're looking for anything specific. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. That helps my channel out a ton. And of course, I'll see you guys in my next video, and I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Bye.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low.